Here at Gundam Planet, we're all about having a ball. Anyway, so I've got here the next model kit that I'm going to review, and it's the Master Grade Ball Ver.Ka, and it sure is the ball, and I think the ball is awesome. And I think that any opinion that would go near to saying the ball is bad is a terrible opinion and should be checked at the door. I swear to God. But anyway, let's just see what's in here, because I already looked and it's not much. So, start off, you get the base, which is cool. You know, you got your base, because obviously, unless you try really, really hard, this guy ain't gonna stand. I don't mean to, like, break your heart, but he's not gonna stand. So that's why they give you this, and it gives you this cool little, like, I guess I'll call it garage-style stand, because it's just got all these little things, you know, not too detailed, but it's cool. We got here, we got some cannons, and some more inner frame. One thing you're going to notice, it's hard to see it on this runner, but you'll see it on other runners, is that the inner frame is, like, the most, like, ridiculously detailed inner frame. I mean, this model came out in 2004, and all the Master Grades during that couple years had ridiculously detailed inner frames, so it's really cool. Here we go. We got, like, rubber polycaps. Like, some of them are polycaps. Like, this one kind of looks like a thruster, but they're not like your usual polycaps. They're just like that. It's that same rubber material that, like, the God Gundam's hands are, if you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's weird, but cool. I don't mind it. Then here you got the main body armor. It's got this, like, off-white color. It looks pretty good. It's not the best color I've seen in the world, but this red is nice, and it's got this really, really weird, like, clear lime green. I don't know if you can see it too well on the camera, but it's clear lime, and I don't think I've ever seen that before, so that's interesting. Moving on to this runner. This is my favorite runner, because, wow, the detailing on this inner frame is really cool. It's really, really stellar. Every little bit is just etched into the plastic. Like, you know, you're not getting a whole lot of movement gimmicks or anything, but what you get instead is just, if you like looking at the inside of the kit, it's like, wow, it's really nice. And you just get so much of it. Like, the backpack, cages go over it. And then you have the main body here. All super nice. Moving on. This runner looks like it's going to be absolute hell. All cylinder parts, and they're all in this off-white color, and I can see the nubs appearing before my eyes, so I'm gonna get real friendly with a hobby knife on this one. And then last, but certainly not least, we got this. I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't know what this is yet, but that's the beauty of building models. We're gonna find out, so that'll be exciting. And then I got some everybody's favorite dry transfer decals, which I totally don't hate as much as a lot of other people do, so that doesn't bother me. And you also get some sticker decals, so I don't know why you would use the stickers over the dry transfer, but hey, what do I know? And then last but not least, you get nice manual. It's a pretty thick manual, all things considered. There's not a whole lot going on in this model, but, you know, it's got some real nice stuff. Got a real nice decal guide right here in the back for you, all very plainly laid out. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Oh man, you look at this. It tells you all the different balls you can make if you paint. So those are some cool things. So, you know, despite like my sarcasm, I'm actually really excited to build this kit because I wanted to do it for a long time, and I really think the ball is cool. So I'm gonna get right to it. All right, so here's the ball. It's all done, and honestly, I think I didn't give this thing enough credit for how much there is going on inside this model, because it took me a little longer than I thought it was based on the amount of runners, but there's actually a lot of like little detail, and it's all under the armor. So if you take the plastic armor off, there's actually just like a lot of little things going on. So that's neat if you're into that. If you want to like display it with some of the armor off or something, you could definitely do that, because it's honestly, I think it's designed to give you that option the way the inner frame is done. But in the end, this is definitely the ball. It's not one of the most exciting models I've ever built. It's also not a bad model by any means either. It is a pretty okay Master Grade. But I don't really want to take anything away from that, because if you like the ball, this is a super good representation of the ball. Because of the 1/100 scale, you get a lot of that mechanical detail that you definitely don't get in the high grade. So with something like this, you want that mechanical detail, because that's really what it is. It's just kind of like a worker unit as opposed to like a battle robot. So it's kind of like a neat little piece of the Gundam canon, and you can get it here in this nice scale. It comes with this base. Like, the base is great, and really all it is you just like pop it off. It doesn't like pop into the base or anything. It just has these indents under here, and it just kind of sits in there. It's super easy, and it's not going anywhere. Yeah, it drips a little bit, but if you don't do that, it's not going anywhere. And there's also a surprising amount of like little points of articulation, which I'll get into, and a lot of nice detailing and decals that you can do when I get to it. Also, this thing craves, it begs for a flat top coat. It's screaming for it. So definitely give this guy what he deserves and give him a flat top coat if you choose to build this man, because the plastic is definitely old, so the colors do not really pop too well with straight plastic. It kind of looks a little bland. Also, I need to mention that the gate placement and size of the gates leaves a little bit to be desired. There's a lot of thick gates that you got to cut off, leave some nasty nubs, so you definitely have to work around with that. Again, old Master Grades, a lot of the same problems as older Master Grades have. But really though, for what it is, it's really nice, and it has like a lot of nice points of articulation. So we're going to get up close, and I'm going to show you all the things I'm talking about. So here's the ball all close up, and like I said, there is a surprising amount of articulation going on here. Nothing like, you're not going to get any like unique poses out of it per se, but everything that you think should move does move, which is really good. So first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to pop him off the base here. So the way the arms hook into him, he's got this, like, see, it pops out. It's just this little ball peg that goes through this rubber part, and it just kind of pops into there. So you get a nice, like, amount of wiggle room in there. Spins around. It's nice. The rubber parts, give it a good, like, illusion of, like, oh, that's probably what that actually looks like. The thing about the rubber parts, though, is that they are really hard to work with. Cutting them off, the little rubber runner was kind of a pain in the neck, and they leave some nasty dubs, but for the most part, you don't see them, so, like, that's fine. Moving on to the arms, you get a bunch of different little things. I'd like to point out these little metal parts, these little metal rods that came with it. Really nice. I was really surprised. I knew I saw them for the review, but I wasn't really sure what they were for. But then once I realized, it's like, oh, that's neat. Little layer of detail. Big fan of that. So moving on to the arms, you get two different arms. You get this little arm down here, which easily just like folds back, and there, now he only has this arm, so you can move that around as you will. Then on to here, you got up and down movement in there. These claws individually move, so you can bend the claw up and down however you want. This is also on a joint, so this spins around like that. And you can also get full 360. So any kind of movement that you would expect these arms to do, they can do. Another good thing to talk about is it's very difficult to see because it's very small. But this is what that little red wire was for. What you end up having to do is cut the wire in half according to the little rule that they give you, and then you have to tie it up at the bottom and then snake it through this little plastic part. And let me tell you, grab a pair of tweezers, because my chubby fingers made it very, very difficult to work with that little red wire, because you have to tie off this tiny little knot, and yeah, depending on your build, it might be more difficult than others. I know it was tough for me, so get that tweezer out. And then that's pretty much it for the arms. So, like I said, nothing too crazy, but everything that should move does move. And then moving on to the cannon here, very nice range of motion out of the cannon. You get full up and down and full 360. And I don't really know what else you could ask for. It does exactly what it should do. And you get a little bit of movement on the thrusters down here. Nothing too crazy. Not really, like barely some movement on this thruster. And yeah, it does everything it should do, and I like no more, no less. So anyway, guys, really not too much to say about this guy, because he kind of just is what it is. It is the ball. It does everything a model kit of the ball should do. It looks the way it should. It's not anything spectacular, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't really expect anything spectacular because, again, it just kind of is what it is. So at the end of the day, I do recommend this kit if you like the ball. I probably recommend either the Shark Mouth ball or the 8th MS Team ball more, if only because they're a little bit more interesting, because this is just a standard ball. So you want something with a little bit more uniqueness to go for one of those. But if you just want the standard ball, then the ball Ver.Ka is your friend.
With that shit. I've been with that shit since before you said that shit.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you want to talk to me about the balls, if you want to have a discussion about all the different balls, different kinds of balls, different models of them, just drop a comment down there. We love getting them. We try to respond to every single one. If you like this review, then just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you know the drill. Do all those things. It's really a big help for us. And you can check out other videos. We have a couple down here that you can take a quick look at. And big shout outs to our boy Marshsound for all of the music you heard in this video. He does some really good work. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.